Hello guys, welcome to the current affairs module of AVKS Academy. Today we will be dealing with the current affairs of 14 June 2020. The topics that we will be dealing in today, we will be looking at the outline of these topics. Ministry of Defence says that under Mission Sagar, INS Kesari returns to Port Louis. Where is this Port Louis? It is in Mauritius. CMAP announces photography competition on medical and aromatic plants. CMAP is of CSIR. And the third topic of today's is JNU has developed a new drug molecule against protozoa that causes amoebiasis. Blood Donor Day, which is celebrated on what date? It is celebrated on June 14th. Recently, Nepal's upper house clears the constitutional amendment bill to include various parts of India under its new map. NIRF ranking has given out that IIT Madras has been top in various parameters, and because of it, it has topped the ranking. PMO released condolences over the death of Sushant Singh Rajput. Now I'll be looking into the detail of each and every topic, guys. So firstly, we'll be taking our first topic into consideration, which is Mission Sagar. What exactly is Mission Sagar? If that you can see, Mission Sagar is the acronym of Security and Growth for All in the region, which was released in which year? Which was formulated in 2015. Which area is it representing? Is Indian Ocean region. It is India's interest in the Indian Ocean region. What is the aim of this Mission Sagar? See, the aim of the Mission Sagar is security and economic cooperation through exchange of information, building of infrastructure, and coastal surveillance. Why is it coastal surveillance? Is most of the countries that are benefiting from this Mission Sagar are island nations. Okay, this is given out by whom? Ministry of Defence, External Affairs, and various other government agencies. Now, what is the prominence of Mission Sagar these days? Is under Mission Sagar, various essential medicines and food is supplied to island nations because of this pandemic of COVID-19. And what is there in news regarding Mission Sagar is that INS Kesari is returning to Port Louis. Why is it returning to Port Louis? Is earlier also a team was sent to Port Louis. Now the team that has been sent to Port Louis is including various paramedical staff. 14 of the medical team has been sent to Port Louis in order to treat patients in Mauritius. So India is acting as a first responder to various island nations in these regions. And apart from this Mauritius, India has also supplied medicines, that is essential medicines, to Maldives, Mauritius, Madagascar, Seychelles, and Comoros Islands. One of the most essential medicine that has been in news that India has been supplying is HCQ, which is hydrochloroxyquinone. Okay guys, this is something regarding what? The most prominent thing that you are supposed to see here is regarding which naval ship was taking it, that is INS Kesari. Okay, where exactly are these island nations? In this map you can see them. The question can be framed in this way, guys, so that identify the island nations from what? North to south. What it is? North to south. So in any way, if it is map based question that can be framed in any given way, it can be asked from east to west or north to south, so be prepared with it. So that is the reason that I am providing you the map of these island nations. Okay, proceeding further with our next topic. What is it? CSIR CMAP announces photography competition on medicinal and aromatic plants. What exactly is this CMAP? CMAP is Central Institute of Medicinal Aromatic Plants, that is a component of CSIR. What is CSIR again? CSIR is an autonomous agency which is not acting under Ministry of Science and Technology, as has been ensured by many. It receives funds from Ministry of Science and Technology, but it is an autonomous agency. Various other, it is a top institute that has been in ranking, global rankings. In India, CSIR retains the top position in most of these rankings. Okay, what exactly is CMAP now? CMAP was constituted in which year? It was constituted in 1959, as Central Indian Medicinal Plants Organization, as you can see it here. Now, what is the theme about this particular photography competition? The theme is Know Your Medicinal and Aromatic Plants. Why is it introduced? The reason behind introducing is to raise awareness regarding the medicinal plants, and aromatic plants are indeed very much famous, but the detail regarding this medicinal plants are not available with the people. So in order to avail the benefits of this medicinal plants, CMAP has been introducing this photography competition. Given out by whom? Ministry of Science and Technology. This is given out by Ministry of Science and Technology, but it is an independent, that is autonomous organization. What is the winners will be getting here is first, second, third prize winners will be getting 5, 3 and 2,000 each, and the consolidation prize of 1,000 is given out to 10 other entries. So what is that these photographers are supposed to do? They are supposed to submit 3 photographs. 3 photographs are to be submitted by them, and each photograph size must be more than 3 megabytes. Okay, and there is a resolution is also given out by them, which is 1080 or some and such, that is not so required for us. And see, who can participate in this is Indian amateur and professional photographers. Specifically mention what? Indian amateur and professional photographers. And here the participants are to make self declaration that these photos have been shot by them. Now the point is, where exactly the CSIR or CMAP is located is, it is in Lucknow. The headquarters of CMAP is in Lucknow. The headquarters of CSIR is where? It is in New Delhi. So that is the reason this winners will be given out. Winners will be decided by whom? The director of CSIR CMAP of Lucknow. So this is something regarding the photography competition, guys. Now okay, proceeding further with our next topic of today's, that is the development of a new drug molecule by JNU research team. Now this drug molecule has been developed which will be acting against protozoa which causes amoebiasis. Now we'll be looking into what exactly protozoa is. Protozoa is an organism that will be living in the cells and tissues of other living organisms. This is indeed a parasite. Now what a parasite is? Parasite is an organism that will be living in other tissues. Suppose I'll be giving you an example out of it. Suppose there is a mosquito in which Plasmodium is a parasite which causes what? Malaria. So here the vector is mosquito and Plasmodium is the parasite which causes what? Malaria. That is the disease that is caused by it is malaria. Similarly, amoebiasis is caused by what? Entamoeba histolytica. Okay, and according to World Health Organization, this Entamoeba histolytica is the third leading cause of death amongst humans, which is what? A parasitic disease again. Now what about this Entamoeba histolytica? What exactly is the problem that it is causing amongst humans is that the environment that Entamoeba histolytica requires to sustain is anaerobic environment. Whenever a human is affected by amoebiasis, the oxygen level usually rises up, and because of this the organism will be having a lot of irritation, and because of this it releases cystine in large amounts. What exactly cystine is? It is made up of 2 crucial enzymes. What is it made up of? Is 2 crucial enzymes, and they have been identified by JNU. One amongst this is O-acetyl L-serine sulfahydrolase, OASS, and they have identified a drug which will be inhibiting this particular OASS enzyme, because of which this amoebiasis can be contained. Now what exactly are the symptoms of amoebiasis and why is it, how is it spread? Amoebiasis is spread because of untreated water and also non-cooked or raw food that is consumed by humans. What is the symptom of it is that amoebiasis, a patient that is affected by amoebiasis will be having diarrhea, stomach upset and various other such issues related to this. Okay, this is something regarding our drug molecules that has been developed by whom? JNU. This is given again by whom? Ministry of Science and Technology. Now, on June 14th, it is celebrated as a World Blood Donor Day. Why is it celebrated on June 14th itself? Because it is the birth anniversary of Karl Landsteiner. Who is Karl Landsteiner? He is the Nobel Prize winner for discovering ABO blood group. Karl Landsteiner has won this ABO blood group Nobel Prize for this ABO blood group. And it has also been celebrated because they wanted to thank voluntary blood donors and raise awareness regarding the need for regular blood donations. Now, what is the theme about this World Donor Day? The theme is Safe Blood Saves Lives. What is it? Safe Blood Saves Lives. It was established in 2004. Okay, who organizes this is World Health Organization. Along with this World Blood Donor Day, World Health Organization also organizes various other campaigns, which are, as you can see here, World TB Day, World Health Day, World Malaria Day, World No Tobacco Day, World AIDS Day, and World Hepatitis Day, and finally World Immunization Week. These are various such campaigns that are organized by whom? World Health Organization. Okay, now in this particular issue we are seeing that India's Nepal relation is under a lot of tension. Why? Because Nepal has introduced a new constitutional amendment bill, and it has been passed within 4 days. Now see what exactly is this constitutional amendment bill is saying is they have developed a new map which is including Kalapani region. What is it? Kalapani region is the Kalapani region is indeed a region of Indian territory. Along with this, they claim that Lipu Lake and Limpiadura, they also do tend to claim that because of Sigauli Agreement of 1816, Sigauli Agreement of which year 1816, the origin of the Kali River is the west border of Nepal. And what exactly is the Kali River is? Here you can see. Here exactly is Limpiadura is the region, Kalapani is somewhere here. But if that you can see the border region of Nepal is this. And they say that this is the origin of Kali River, which is Limpiadura. From here, according to Sigauli Agreement of 1816, the border of India and Nepal begins. But India claims that this region also falls under India itself. And because of this, India constructed a road in Tanakpur to Pithoragarh. Why did India construct a road in Pithoragarh district of Uttarakhand? Is that here is the region where India was constructing a road. The road that is constructed here is because India wants to have a connectivity to the border region of China. Okay, that India wanted to counter the Chinese, and that is the reason they were constructing a road to Lipu Lake from this Pithoragarh. And in 2019 October, India also included this Lipu Lake region and Kalapani region in its map, which irked what are Nepalis. That is the reason now Nepal is claiming this 66 square kilometers of Lipu Lake Kalapani Valley. As you can see here, this region has been claimed by Nepal for now. This is a widened map of it. Right now, the Kalapani region, which is matter of contest, is exactly here, and which has been claimed by whom? Both the Indian and Nepalis. Now, NIRF ranking, National Institute Ranking Framework, which gives out a ranking. Who gives it out is Ministry of Human Resource and Development. Gives it out, and it was launched. NIRF indeed was launched in 2015, but the ranking started from 2016. The ranking process started from which year? 2016. The parameters that are considered in order to give out the ranking are, there are 5 such parameters. As you can see, teaching, learning and resources are included under one such parameter. Research and professional practices, graduation outcomes, outreach and inclusivity, and peer perceptions. These are broader parameters that are considered, and there are also various sub parameters that are not seriously required for us, and indeed these are also for our extra edge that we can go through them for once and have a glance at them. So 2016 is the time from it all the ranking process began. Now, What is the importance of this NIRF is that it is linked with that of a scheme by the name Institute of Eminence Scheme. What exactly is Institute of Eminence Scheme is 20 of these institutions, Indian institutions, were identified in order to bring them on par with that of international institutions, in order to raise the global rankings of these Indian institutions. They were identified, and also to emphasize on the research and innovative capabilities of these institutions. And these institutions, what is the benefit of having these institutions under this Institute of Eminence Scheme is that they will be given an autonomous status. Along with that, they will be provided with a fund. Right now the fund is 1000 crore rupees that has been provided under this Institute of Eminence Scheme. So this has such prominence here. The global ranking recently of India is 12th according to the Nature report released by Springer Nature, which is in USA. So there are various institutions which are supposed to be getting under 100 rank. The topmost rank of India is held by CSIR, that is regarding the innovations that it has been undertaking. Okay, now regarding the rankings, the top rank is held by whom? IIT Madras is holding the top rank, which is followed by IISc Bangalore, and the third position is held by IIT Delhi. And the final topic for our day is PM office, as it has been in news most of the time that the demise of Sushant Singh Rajput has left many an grievance. The cause of death is alleged suicide. Now when speaking about suicide, what exactly is the suicide rate in India? All over the world, if that you can see, the total suicide rate, the total suicides that have been committed is 8 lakhs all over the world. But according to NRCB, National Crime Record Bureau, it is saying that 10.5% and more is the suicide rate in India per year. That is, of this 8 lakhs, it is 10.5% and more these days. Now what is the population of India? It is 17.2%. According to other reports from USA, they say that the suicide rate of India and China constitutes to around 40%. They say the claim is 17%, but according to NCRB, the rate is 10.5%. They will be taking the data from that of FIRs that have been filed by the police. NCRB is holding that data for now, and because of it, maybe the data which is presented here is low compared to the ground level reality. Now speaking about the causes of suicides, what are the causes of suicide here? The most prominent issue is regarding family problems, and ended in it is dowry related issues and other marriage related issues. Now under it, that you can see illness other than that of mental illness, not only mental illness, various other illnesses are the cause of committing suicide, which constituting around 25% of the total suicides in India. The most common suicide, the most common reason that people are familiar with that of is farmers' suicides. Due to what? Due to the financial stress and clutches of money lenders has been a major concern in India. As now that we'll be looking into the detailed statistics of every year, how the suicide rate is varying in India. If that you can see, there is a slight decrease, and again there is an increase in suicide rate in 2018 and 2019 indeed there is again a spike in suicide rate that has taken place in India. Now speaking about the statewide suicides, you can see that it's Maharashtra is at the top of it is 13.4% in Maharashtra, followed by Tamil Nadu and other. Okay guys, with this we will be completing today's session of current affairs, and hopefully we will be meeting you in the tomorrow's session. Until then, have a great day. Goodbye.